When it rains at Leeds United, it always tends to pour, and after a very, very good match against Millwall that showed a lot of the side's potential at the moment, Leeds United have faced a fresh injury blow. So this is just going to be a quick rundown of where we are in terms of our injuries, who's potentially coming back, who isn't coming back, and what the completely new injury blow is. I'll leave that towards the end just so we can discuss it in a little bit more detail without getting lost. First up, I'm going to look at the returning players, and it's just one of them. It's Liam Cooper. This is quite good. Liam Cooper coming back after what I thought was his knee just exploding on the first match of the season is a very, very good thing. He brings a lot of leadership to the dressing room, and he can really help the side to build up a little bit more like cohesion, especially in the defence. The fact we've had 2 clean sheets in a row is very, very good. It's outstanding. If we can keep that up, better. And if we can keep our most experienced centre-back and he's performing at a good level, fan-dabby-dozy. Apparently, Daniel Farke said he needed a few games of training, so I wouldn't expect to see him versus Hull this weekend, but we will find out going forwards. In terms of injury updates, we've also found out about Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford, we all thought would maybe come back after the international break, but that hasn't happened, and it could still be another couple of weeks for Pat Bamford because his injury hasn't really improved yet. At the moment, that's not a big issue because we've got Pirro performing up top, we've got Rutter performing up top. In theory, we can go to Gelhardt if we need to. Ideally, we don't need to, but we'll find out. And Patrick Bamford, I think, at the moment, on the form that the other two are playing in, would be a third choice anyway, so it's not a massive loss. If either of them loses momentum and we are still without Bamford, that could be an issue, but we'll find out. It's something that is going to take a little bit of time to work out whether we need him or not this season. He's a good option to have, but at the moment, we don't. In addition to that, we also have a knock for Ethan Ampadu. This is something new. This is something that happened in the closing minutes of the Millwall match when he went in for a challenge at the same time as a Millwall player and they caught each other. Nothing malicious in it. It just looked a little bit nasty and it might have hurt his knee. I think it would be ideal to leave him out of the whole match because of this, purely because having him play in what is a second match in 3 days when he's got a potential knock is not good. It's not a good shout. Glenn Kamara can come in, Glenn Kamara can help out and fix things. We don't need to play Ampadu every single match, as much as it might feel like it. Groove can play there, Kamara can play there, Gray is already playing there. We've got plenty of rotation options. Don't push our players too hard early in the season. We don't want long-term injury issues. On the subject of long-term injury issues, we get to right back with Djed Spence. If I remember right from the report I read, he has lateral ligament issues in his knee, which could keep him out for several weeks. He got this issue in training over the international break, which is not ideal because that's not when injuries should be happening, ideally, but it's when they do. And it's not the big issue that it could have been. Got Luke Ayling at the club. He had a brilliant match against Millwall. He looked okay enough against Sheffield Wednesday. Clearly, he's been training hard over the international break. He can fit into the squad. If not Ayling, then Sam Byram can also switch over and play over there instead. We have several decent right-back options, and Byram is someone that can just sprint up and down the wing all day long. Same job as Spence. In addition to that, we've also got Jamie Shackleton, who can play right-back and left-back. Shackleton also legs for days and will not stop running in the Daniel Farke system. It's incredible. The fact that we've got enough depth there means that it's not necessarily a problem that Djed Spence can't play now. If anything, it's more of a long-term issue in that he's not getting these weeks bedding in and playing first-team football. The more football he plays earlier in the season, the more momentum he has later in the season, and the more that sort of ball gets rolling and snowballs into a genuinely strong side. In addition to that, at left-back, we've still not got Junior Firpo coming back, but we also have expected this, which means that rotating players across could be more of an issue, but we've still got Hjelde, I think, and we've still got Pascal Struijk who can play there. Ultimately, what all of this means for Leeds United, I would expect to see a little bit of a rotated side against Hull City. Losing Ampadu isn't an issue, we can replace him. Losing Spence isn't an issue because he hadn't really started games yet. But it's something to keep an eye on, that we will need to rotate our players more often due to this, because Daniel Farke will have the fact that our players get injured firmly in his head and think, how do we stop this in the future? He's intelligent enough to do that. It's fine. At the end of the day, let me know what your ideal starting lineup is in the comments below. I really want to see that. It's quite interesting to see what all the fans think. Like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe. It's always great to see the support on the channel. It's incredible. Anyway, thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you later.